The 2021 NFL Draft is almost here. Thursday, April 29th, college's best players are going to be selected by all 32 NFL teams. Today, Mike and Dan are both here collabing to look at some mock drafts. We did one of these before. We might do it again if this video gets enough, support. But we're going to go through the entire first round of a mock draft, random mock draft by CBS. You should see it on the screen right now. We're going to go through, a little bit in depth the first earlier picks. And as we get later into the first round, we'll speed things up a little bit. So here we go. Dan, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, starting off, we got the first pick in the draft. No surprise here. Any mock draft that doesn't have Trevor Lawrence going number one just isn't smart. He's going number one to the Jets. Psych, not the Jets. The Jaguars. Jets can't even tank properly. Trevor Lawrence to the Jaguars, no surprise. Marvin Jones Jr. finally gets a good quarterback. Him, Matthew Stafford, they had a good connection. Trevor Lawrence should be able to connect with him as well.
Yeah, obviously they got picked Trevor Lawrence. I don't know why the Jets didn't tank, but that's obvious. On the number 2 in this draft, we got the Jets.
Number 2, we got Zach Wilson. No surprise here. And this is actually a guarantee in my opinion. The Eagles tried trading up to number 3 to get Zach Wilson, but they ended up trading back because, according to them, Zach Wilson wouldn't be available at number 3. If he's not available at number 3, he's going to number 2 to the New York Jets. I don't know. I mean, they still have Sam Darnold. I thought they would have chosen their quarterback by now, in my opinion. But, I guess they can have both of them on the roster, no problem there. And their team's actually looking pretty solid as compared to last year.
Yeah, this is probably the obvious pick. If you saw that throw he had at Pro Day, it was insane. But is he the next Sam Darnold? Probably. All right. We got the 49ers at number 3. This pick is disgusting. You can talk about it first, though.
Me and Dan, both big Penn State football fans, are both going there. Obviously, Justin Fields, Ohio State. Dan has a burning dislike towards him. The 49ers, though, it's kind of weird. So they obviously traded up to number 3, whatever. They want a quarterback. That's fine. It's implied they're probably drafting a quarterback here. It's implied. Maybe Kyle Pitts. I don't know. I can't really see them picking Jamar Chase. I don't know. But Justin Fields, okay. He'll be here. Mac Jones, he'll be here. Trey Lance, he'll be here. I've seen a lot of mock drafts where the 49ers pick Mac Jones, and I don't know how I feel about that one. I definitely think Justin Fields over Mac Jones is a better pick right here, but I don't know. What do you think?
I honestly feel like this dude is straight up overrated. 49ers, they went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't understand this pick, honestly. Their offense was kind of iffy, but still, Justin Fields ain't the future. This is a horrible pick, in my opinion. I bet there's another quarterback that is better than Justin Fields. And maybe that quarterback's going number 4 to the Atlanta Falcons. Or is it Kyle Pitts? There it is.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is a beast. Pretty good tight end. The Falcons don't really need receivers because they were going to move on from Julio and Matt Ryan. They kept both of them. So really, if they're sticking with Matt Ryan, they don't need a quarterback here. A lot of people think they need a quarterback, but if they want to go with Matt Ryan, that's fine. They also have Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley, 2 good receivers. Don't really need a third one. They do need a tight end, though. Kyle Pitts looks like a good move here.
Yeah, this dude is, he's the next superstar. A tight end pick number 4 is very rare. And he's just insane at his position. He can do everything. I think it's a good pick. Matt Ryan is going to retire soon, so maybe a quarterback, but, they'll probably go 5-11, again, like I predicted before the season started. You're welcome, Falcons fans. And at number 5, got the Bengals. Definitely not picking a QB. Jamar Chase, wide receiver.
There are 3 big receivers in the draft this year. As you know, we got Jamar Chase, we got Devonta Smith, and we got Jalen Waddle. Jamar Chase seems like he's the big one on everyone's board. He's a huge dude. He's 200 pounds. Actually, wait, what? I thought he was bigger than that. Never mind. He's not a big. He's definitely jacked. I don't know if you saw his pro day. He looked like he was a monster. He's compared to DeAndre Hopkins, Alshon Jeffrey. I definitely think this guy's a beast. If he goes to the Bengals, they'll have him, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins. T. Higgins is a monster as well. So I think that this is a good pick for the Bengals, honestly.
Wide receiver makes sense. Not really. The main problem I see with the Bengals, their offensive line so bad. And, this is a good player, obviously, but there are so many talented skill players in this draft that an offensive lineman this early just makes no sense. So this is a good pick for at number 5, but if I were the Bengals, I'd trade out of it. And number 6.
Yeah, Penei, you make a good point. Joe Burrow obviously got injured, so I mean,
Yeah.
Penei Sewell is a really good offensive lineman. If he's still on the board here, a lot of people have him going as the smart pick, but I mean, Jamar Chase is pretty tempting.
Yeah, obviously a good pick, but I don't see the purpose when you need an offensive line that literally is the worst in the league. All right, number 6, Devonta Smith. What a monster.
Devonta Smith, one of the speedier receivers in the draft. A lot of people have him falling. I don't know why. He was around 6th overall in every single mock draft. And then, all of a sudden he's in, middle of the rounds. It doesn't really make sense to me. The Eagles did trade back. And, the Dolphins, this would be a good move for them. I guess they traded back from 3 because they didn't want a quarterback. And I guess they don't care which receiver they get, really. So Devonta Smith seems like a pretty good move here to go along with Devontae Parker. They need to build an offense around Tua so they don't look stupid because Tua didn't look that great last year. So they definitely need some weapons on offense.
Yeah, this is obviously the obvious pick. When your quarterback was, at Alabama, you draft wide receiver, I think the best in the draft. This is a great pick for the Dolphins. They actually scammed the 49ers and the Eagles, whoever they traded with. Great pick. That's all I got to say. And number 7, the Detroit Lions.
Number 7, we got Jalen Waddle. I don't think this is a great pick. So the Lions obviously are a wide receiverless team. They have no receivers now. They got rid of Kenny Golladay, got rid of Marvin Jones Jr. Who knows who's playing receiver for them? I think they got someone. They might have got Tyrell Williams, I think. I'm not sure. I think they definitely brought someone in from free agency. But still, it's not Kenny Golladay. It's not Marvin Jones Jr. Rip Jared Goff. They could use Jalen Waddle. But, like I said, Penei Sewell's falling in this mock draft. A lot of people have him going to the Bengals in the top 5. So if he's still here for the Lions, do you think they should take him or what?
There's a lot of things wrong with the Lions. This is the first step in the process. I think they're going to be the worst team in the league next year. Just it's so obvious. Your only good players are gone. Defense is horrible. You lost to the Buccaneers by 45 points or something like that. It's going to take years and years, but he's a great player, but Jared Goff's just trash. Horrible pick in my opinion. Number 8. Boom.
Number 8, we got Trey Lance. Trey Lance, no-brainer right here. Panthers need a quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater ain't cutting it out. Trey Lance could help this team make the playoffs in the next 20 years. They're in a tough division. So, Trey Lance, if he develops, could be a good guy for that Panthers team. Strong offense. They need a leader at quarterback, and Trey Lance has a big arm. Looks good to me.
Yeah. I think, the only thing wrong with the Panthers, their defense isn't the best. I think if they drafted the dude from Penn State, it's blanking out of my mind, his name. Michael Parsons, my bad. I literally go to Penn State. Yeah, it's a good pick. The only thing wrong with their offense is their QB. Everything else is pretty solid. So, this is a good pick.
You said you want them to draft Michael Parsons?
Their defense and QB, only problems they have. So, it wouldn't be a bad pick. I think this is pretty good for them. Or Mac Jones. It doesn't really matter.
Makes sense. Mac Jones. Cool. All right, number 9, we got Penei Sewell for the Denver Broncos. If he falls this far, seems like a pretty no-brainer. Not that many good players left in the first round. Not many star players, you would say. So it's really between Penei Sewell, Patrick Surtain. I definitely think that Sewell is pretty good, and they wouldn't pass up on him.
Yeah, I think this is where the Bengals should trade their pick. Honestly, if you see, their offensive line is so bad, this is a good player, but picking offensive lineman at number 5 just makes no sense. So I would honestly just trade with the Broncos here. Wouldn't be surprised if it happens. And we got number 10, your favorite team.
Okay, funny joke. The Cowboys getting Patrick Surtain. Let's hope not. If the Cowboys get the best corner in the draft, that would stink. And I hope they don't get this guy. Hopefully they get Caleb Farley instead. I don't think that Patrick Surtain is going to be available here. I'm thinking the Broncos might have to take this guy, depending on how things go out, end up in the draft, so I'm not sure.
Cowboys fans, you better get excited. This is the year. It's been almost 30 years, but this is the year that you might make the playoffs and win the Super Bowl.
No more 8-8.
I'm just joking, Cowboys fans. You're never going to win the Super Bowl ever again. But this is a good step in the right direction. Your offense is basically stacked. If Dak Prescott's healthy, it's pretty good. So, defense, the only struggle you got, it's a good pick. Best corner in the draft. Number 11, your second.
We got the Giants taking Rashawn Slater, offensive lineman. No surprise here. Giants need an offensive lineman, I guess. Their offensive line stinks. Daniel Jones fumbles the ball every single time he's pressured. So this just seems like a good pick for a team that could use some help for Saquon. And definitely could use some help for Daniel Jones as well.
Yeah, I guess the Giants, I think they are the favorites to win the division next year. They're going to compete.
No,
Yeah, I think they are. No, Washington's trash. I think they're the favorites. They should have won last season, but the Eagles gave Washington the win Week 17 for free. And they traded their draft pick, so good common sense right there. Only thing wrong with the Giants is, their defense is solid, not the best. I guess offensive line makes sense. And you got your favorite team, the Eagles. Horrible.
We got the Eagles at number 12. This is where we should be picking anyway, so we shouldn't have traded down because we should have got one of the receivers. But we did trade down. This is where we should have been picking if we didn't troll against the Giants, whatever. So we did get a first-round pick out of it, and we pick J.C. Horn. Doesn't look like Micah Parsons to me. So we get the second-best corner in the draft. The reason we traded number 12 is because the Eagles think that Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, or Patrick Surtain, they think one of those guys is going to be available here. And in this draft, you can see, nope, nobody left.
That's
so the Eagles
true.
go with J.C. Horn. I hope not.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Eagles, their GM, Howie Roseman, is the worst GM in the NFL. And, no common sense. You trade down, even though you purposely tanked last season. Good job, Eagles. If you're going to trade your pick, you might as well, trade a better pick. Because you already lost the best cornerback to the Cowboys, your arch rival. So, good job, Eagles. I wouldn't be surprised if this happened. And then there we got the Chargers.
I know we start going a little quicker because these are the lower picks and players that not all of you guys might know. So 13th overall, Chargers going offensive line. Not much of a surprise to me. So this will help Justin Herbert out in the long run. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess so. Defense ain't bad. Offense, Justin Herbert's a monster. Makes sense.
Then we got the Vikings. What do you think about the Vikings defense? They're picking a defensive lineman right here.
Their offense pretty solid. Not a lot of problems there, except Kirk Cousins kind of bad, but defense was so bad last year. This makes sense. Defensive line was pretty bad too, so this is a good pick. And then this is what I don't want to see: the Patriots selecting Mac Jones at number 15. I hope he doesn't fall this far, but if you see none of these teams above them really need a quarterback. New England thinks this dude's next Tom Brady. We'll see. I don't know. I hope this doesn't happen. Maybe it will.
So, the thing that I'm looking at, there's 5 teams. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 teams that need a quarterback, and there's really 5 quarterbacks available. In this mock draft, we have the Jaguars taking a quarterback, they need one. The Jets taking a quarterback, they need one. The 49ers. Then we have skip over the Falcons. I think the Falcons could use a quarterback. And then we go with the Panthers and now the Patriots. So if the Falcons take a quarterback as well, that'll be 4 quarterbacks in a row. Then the the Panthers take a quarterback. That means the Patriots are out of luck. No more Mac Jones. But if the Falcons don't pick a quarterback, or if the Panthers don't pick a quarterback, then the Patriots might have Mac Jones or Trey Lance fall into the laps. And it seems like a good pick. It's kind of risky. He's not the best quarterback in the draft, but they need a quarterback to replace Cam Newton if he sells again this year.
That's going to happen, so we'll see what happens. This is probably going to happen in real life. So we got, of course, the Cardinals selecting a cornerback. Why? Why are they selecting a cornerback?
No more Patrick Peterson, so it seems like a good move to me. They got to replace somebody in that secondary. Their offense is stacked. Defense, they lost a couple pieces in free agency, but they'll be able to rebuild the defense before the season starts with the draft.
Yep. You got the Las Vegas Raiders. Inconsistent team. Playoff bounds, but not really. An edge. I guess that's a good pick. Defensive line was really bad last year. Offense was solid. This is a good pick. First edge taken in the draft, I believe. And then...
I agree.
Yeah.
Now we go to the Dolphins.
Got the Dolphins selecting offensive lineman. This right here is where I think the Dolphins are going to select the first running back in the draft, Najee Harris.
I agree. I think that the Dolphins are not picking offensive linemen here. I think they want to get as many skill players as they can. They got one earlier in the draft, and they'll take another one right here.
Yeah, so I think that's going to happen. Offensive lineman, build it on Tua, which I don't think is the future. And we got Washington. Wow. What a horrible team, right?
No, here's the actual favorite to win the NFC East. Unfortunately, of course. And they already got Curtis Samuel, I think, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so they got him to go along with Terry McLaurin. That'll be a good thing. They got two speedy guys now.
It's not that
Do
good.
they really need another receiver? I mean, it's always good to have one, but they draft this guy right here. Risky pick. No one really knows if he's going to be good or not. There's still Najee Harris on the board. They already have Antonio Gibson. Seems like a solid pick to me. I mean, their defensive line stacked. Their cornerbacks are looking all right. Their defense is pretty solid overall. Maybe offensive line here, but I guess, we're getting to the point in the draft where take what you can, and they pick a wide receiver. I'm fine with it.
Hey, if I'm Washington, your defense is insane. Number 2 in the league. The one thing you want to do this season is actually lose a lot of games on purpose, get a really good draft pick, and get the best quarterback next year. And then you'll be a playoff team every single season. All right, now we got the Bears. Offensive lineman. I don't know what's going to happen here. Andy Dalton's their QB. What a monster. He'll probably carry them.
Bro, they don't need an offensive lineman. It's not like Andy Dalton's going to be scrambling. Right? This team's just selling. Like, all right, who cares? They have first pick next year in the draft. This year's pick shouldn't really matter.
Bears' defense is pretty solid, so if you don't need a defense player, there you go, offensive lineman. We got the Colts. Offensive lineman once again. Does that make any sense to you? Come on now. I believe they're ranked.
The Colts are stacked.
I think they're ranked the number 1 offensive line in the league. Makes no sense. The Tennessee Titans linebacker. What's his name? Jadeveon Clowney. I don't know if he re-signs. I mean I know he's not a linebacker, but it could affect this team. So this might be a good pick for them. Defense was pretty bad last year. Might be a solid pick. All right. We got the Jets. Oh, skip over the Jets. Who cares about them? We got the Steelers at 24.
Bro.
All right. Running back
Travis Etienne. Let me set the scene. All right. We got Dan's favorite team on the clock. Najee Harris yet to be selected. The 24th pick in the draft. The Steelers could use a running back to go with James Conner. Maybe replace him. Najee Harris still on the board. And they pick. Go ahead, Dan.
They pick Travis Etienne. I think Najee Harris is the next Derrick Henry. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If they don't pick him, if he's available, they don't pick him. The Steelers are stupid. But Travis Etienne's still great running back. Jaguars, who cares? But this is all that matters. Micah Parsons. This is who I don't want to see. This dude, probably the best defensive player in the draft. No joke. But, he's had some complications off field that have really ruined his reputation. If he falls this far to the Browns get to steal the draft. Don't want to see it. Never, ever, ever. It's just common sense right there. I just looked at the rest of these picks. They all look like kind of trash. And all these teams, the Ravens, the Saints, Packers, Bills, Chiefs, Buccaneers, they don't need anybody. Except the Chiefs. They need an offensive lineman. Not a defensive lineman, but yeah. So this is all that matters. Michael Parsons, where is he gonna go? Not to the Browns, hopefully not. All right. So that is it. This draft is pretty solid. It makes a lot of sense. Some things I disagree with. Some things I agree with. But the Eagles, let's all agree that they're the worst team in the NFL.
What?
Any closing remarks?
No, I think this is one of the best mock drafts we've reacted to so far. I think the 3 wide receivers going in a row is a little sketchy. Falcons is a little sketchy. But besides that, I think it's pretty good. Thanks for watching, everybody. Smash the subscribe button. Smash the like button. Look out for more mock drafts. They're coming.
All right, adios.